Hello friends. So in this video of Excel, I'm going to start with some of the financial function. Financial functions are basically being used to calculate any specific EMI maybe or maybe some future values when you want to check out how much principal payment has to be done, how much interest payment has to be done, that all we are going to check. So financial functions mainly around 8 to 9 functions we are going to check. So first, let's take an example. A person has taken a loan. So there is a loan amount of the person. It's 10 lakh. I of course convert it into the format of rupee. And rate per annum they have taken it for 11.55%. Let's take example. And for how many years they have taken? They have taken it for 10 years. Now I have to calculate the EMI of the person. So first of all, if I talk about the financial function, what we used to say to this loan amount, rate, tenure in terms of financial function. For loan amount, we said PV, principal value. Then rate, of course, we said rate. Tenure, we said NPER, that is net period. For how many time we are taking, so net period we are saying it. And EMI is being known as payment, PMT. So the function which I am using right now over here for EMI is PMT function. So is equal to PMT. And here we have to define rate, NPR, PV, FV and type, where FV and type is not a mandatory part. So first of all, rate. Since this rate which I have taken over here is a yearly rate, so I have to change this year into monthly because EMI is a monthly payment which we are doing. So I'll just select this rate divided by 12. NPR, again, it has been given in year. So I'll select the NPR. If it is in month, you don't have to do anything else, simply select it. But here it is in year, so I have to multiply it by 12. Then it's basically PV, that's principal value. So always, whenever you are defining PV over here, you have to take it in a negative value. Because if you will not take it in negative value, your EMI will come in negative. So I'm just defining over here minus SPV. Now, since we don't have any kind of future value of this loan, so we can leave this part because it's not a mandatory one. And type by default, it is end of the period. So payment is timed at the end of the period. That's what I require. If you want at the beginning of the period, you can take one. So I don't require to give any of these options. I'll simply close because those are the just optional ones, not mandatory. So 14,088 rupees 16 paisa I have to pay per month as a AMI on this loan around 11.55% tenure, sorry, rate and 10 years of tenure. Now, I know that I am paying 14,088 rupees per month. In this amount, principal and interest both is being included. I have to check per month how much principal and how much interest I am paying. So we all know that at the starting month, we are paying less principal, more of the interest. As the month start increasing, means we are going towards the last of the EMIs, or last of the year, then of course the principal will increase and interest will get down. So here I am just writing month. What principal payment I am paying? And what interest payment I am paying. That's what I have to check. So first I'll write month over here. So since 10 years, so of course 120 month I have to fill up. We'll do in the next video, we'll do the automation of this month also. We'll create automated sheet also, but for the time being, it's okay. Now to get the principal payment and interest payment, we have to use a function ppmt and ipmt. So for getting the principal, I'll just use is equal to ppmt, where it returns the payment on the principal for a given investment. So rate, of course, has been given over here, divided by 12. Per is the month. So I'll select the month. Since now I have to make sure that this rate should be fixed because we have to drag it. So I'll just press F4 as a shortcut to freeze it. A10 need not to be freezed. NPR is this one, again F4, multiplied by 12. And minus, we have to give the PV. Here we have an F4. Let's close the bracket. FE and type again, we don't have to give. End of the period only we are calculating. So out of 14,088 rupees, first month when I'm giving my first EMI, I'm paying 4,463 rupees as a principal. Rest of course will be the interest. So I'll drag it. Here you can see it's continuously increasing. Second month it's 5,400, 4,506, then 4,549. Like that it's continuously increasing. If I'll see the last, out of 14,000 something, I'm paying 13,953 as a principal payment. Now the same function I'm going to put at interest payment because the only function name is different, rest all options are same. So I'll just put is equal to ipmt. This is my rate, freeze divided by 12, comma per, comma NPR, which has been given over here, into 12, comma minus, and PV. Let's close the bracket. And let's drag. So you can see, first month I'm paying 9,625 rupees as an interest, and it's gradually decreasing every month. At last month, we are just paying 134 rupees as a interest. If I do the sum of it is equal to this plus this, we'll get exactly the same amount which we are having of our this EMI. So that's how I can get principal payment and interest payment. So whatever EMI I am paying, I just need to get how much principal and interest I am paying of it. Now someone comes to you and say that, okay, you knows Excel, you knows finance, then I am taking a loan at 11.55%. They are saying for 120 month you have to pay me the this EMI, and they say that 14,088 rupees is a EMI. So could you tell me that what is my loan amount? Because I'm having some doubt, maybe they are not giving the right loan amount. So I say, okay, not an issue. So I'm going to use a function over here to get the loan amount or principal value. So is equal to PV. That's my PV. So present value of an investment that we have to get. That's what I'm just going to get. So you can say principal value or you can say present value because PV present value also denotes to rate is of course being given over here. Divide by 12. NPR is over here into 12. Comma. Now this time I have to take PMT as an this negative one. And again, FV and type are same, so I don't have to take it. Simply close. And you can see we got 10 lakh, which is exactly the same amount. So I just use is equal to PV, which is for present value. And I just checked that my rate divided by 12, then tenure multiplied by 12, and then minus EMI. Now I need to check the rate percent also. So for that, we are having a function is equal to rate NPR into 12. Then I have to give the payment. This time I'm not going to take payment in negative because PV is already being there. So wherever we don't have a present value field, at that place only we are taking the PMT as a negative. So PMT minus present value, and let's close. So here it's giving 1%. If I'll increase the decimal numbers, it's giving 0.96%, but it's monthly. So if you want to get it yearly, just add into 12. And here we got 11.55. Because everything we have taken monthly, we have taken the NPR monthly, we have taken EMI as a monthly one, means of course with the value. We have taken the principal loan amount over there. So of course we have to do into 12. In the same way, if you have to check the tenure, you have the function is equal to NPR, that's my rate, divided by 12, PMT, here we have, and minus PV. So 120 months, yes, because 10 years, that is 120 months. So this is how I have used a function PMT to check out the AMI amount. I have used ppmt to check the principal payment, what we are doing per month, ipmt to check the interest payment, what we are doing, then PV to get the present value, rate to get the rate percentage, and NPR to get the net periods, how many periods are being there. Now, two or three functions more I'm going to tell you over here. First is cumulative principal. Means if I have to check that between 13 month to 24 month, how much principal I am paying. So you can see the total is 63,367 rupees 1 paisa. In the same way, if I have to check the interest, it is something 1,05,690. But I might not be having this ppmt and ipmt, and I don't want to go over there and simply check. So for that, what I can do is I can use some formula. I can use a function. So I just need to get cumulative principal. So I'll just use a little bit of formatting over here. I'm merging these cells. I'll copy and paste over here also this thing. These two I'm merging across and copy and paste. Let's add a border. Now let's copy this cumulative principal and same I want to get for cumulative interest. So I'm just giving over here start month and end month. That what will be the start month and what will be the end month. That's what I have to check. So I'm just defining over here 13 and over here 24. So you can also set over here some validation that start month should always, end month should always be greater than of the start month. That of course data validation you have to check. Check my video which I have made on data validation. There you will get to know how it can be done. Same thing I'll just use over here also. Now here I'm going to use cumulative principal. So is equal to cum prince. Now first I have to give the rate. So here we have the rate divided by 12. NPR is over here into 12. PV, in this you don't have to take PV in negative, otherwise it is going to give you an error. So I'll simply select the PV. Start period, that's my start period. End period, here we have. And in this one you have to define the type also. So of course we have to take end of the period, so I'll take 0. So first I have taken the rate divided by 12, then I have taken the tenure into 12 because it's of course in year. Then I have taken the PV, present value, which is non-negative now, and then start and end month. So here I got something 63,367, and that's what we have checked over here also. If you will check between 13 to 24, and here you can see the sum 63,367.0. And it's showing over here negative, that doesn't matter. And if you want to make it positive, of course, at the start of this compress, you can add a -6 sign and minus minus becomes plus. In the same way, I'm going to check for cumulative interest. So it's equal to cum ipmt rate. Again, we have over here divide by 12 NPR, or I can directly take this one also. I don't need to multiply. PV, taking over here. Start period is this, and end period is this. And at the end of the period, and again, I'll just add a minus sign at the start of this function after equal to. So 1,05,690. So let me check you. I'll show you one more time. Here we have 1,05,690.96 paisa. So this is how I can get cumulative principal and cumulative interest over here. Now, if you want to get one more last function in this set, future value. Like you did a FD in a bank and now you want to check after 5 years or maybe after 10 years, what will be the final amount which you are going to get. So you can get it with the help of future value. So here, let's take, I'm having a amount which I am paying over there is of 2 lakhs. Again, I'll just change the format. If you will not change the format, it doesn't affect, but yes, it will look good. Rate which they are providing is 7%, 7.1%, let's take. And for how much time we are keeping it over there? For 10 years. So let's get the FV over here. So is equal to FV rate. Now it depends when they are providing you the interest. Is it monthly? Is it half yearly, quarterly, or maybe after every year? So I'll say that after every year I am getting. So of course I don't have to do anything. But if it is half yearly, of course you have to divide by 2. If it's quarterly, you have to divide by 4. Like that you have to do. But I'm taking it thinking that this is a yearly based interest we are paying, like we are getting in our these PPF accounts. NPR is again, it's a year based, so I have to take in the way. If it's half yearly, you have to do into 2. Payment which we are doing, no, we are not doing any payment. Payment is when you have to give monthly payments to it. So we are not giving any monthly payment. We are giving a fixed amount. So if you are having any monthly payment, of course, PMT can be given. Then I'll just select this PV. Again, I'll take it negative. And type is again at the end of the period. So it's not mandatory. If you want to give, you can. So 3,97,122 rupees 69 paisa you are going to get after every 1 year. You can simply calculate this also. Like if I just take out that this amount plus this amount into this amount. Of course, I'm doing a lengthy one. I can directly give this also, but it's okay. So this is the first year. After first year, we are going to get now this amount plus the above amount into this. Now this time I'm going to fix it up, this x16. Excuse me. So like that, if you're going to keep it for 10 years, I think more than 10 years I did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are getting the same kind of amount. So this is how we can just calculate the future value of any amount. So for this video, for this lecture, we are keeping till this much of part. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how we can create an automatic sheet where this loan calculation can be done. People have to just fill up the loan amount, tenure, and rate percent. Rest all will be automatically being displayed. Also, some of the automations we are going to do into it, like how to take automatic borders, etc. So till then,